Okay, I want to do a quick video on this tensioner issue I was having here. Okay, now I don't know how these usually fail. I think most of the time the spring or this strap or something fails. However, this tensioner was fine, except for the problem I had was I took the belt on and off a few times, and this bolt that goes in here stripped completely out. So as you know, once that strips, there's no way of moving this at all. You can't get any tension on it. So you see how small that bolt is. Now if you've ever taken one of these belts on this Chevy Cruze loose, you know this spring has an enormous amount of force that it requires. I don't even know how many pounds of force, but I know I have to use my extended ratchet, and it's all I can do, and usually I have to have someone help slip the belt on. So why they would put a tiny bolt like this, I don't know. Now you might say, well, can't you just you know, get another tensioner? Well, I tried that, and I don't know if it had been previously stripped or what, but it was worse than this one. It was stripped. I couldn't even, once I put it on, I couldn't move the bolt because it was slipping. So what did I do? Well, I took a 27/64, and there's just enough room to do this. 27/64 bit, M12 by 1.75. I'm not saying you couldn't use anything else. You might use a standard size 3/8/16, just whatever, you know, that'll go. This is what I had handy, so this is what I used. Now I just used my crescent wrench and some white lithium. And if you've ever done any tapping, you know you have to work it back and forth. Even though this is aluminum, it still can break your tap, so you have to work it through there. And I worked it down basically to where, you know, this is tapered part here till it was flush with the bottom. And I feel like that's going to be enough, because I think the way it was before, the bolt went down and hit a stop. So I'm going to try to find a bolt that's going to be adequate in length. And so you can see how much bigger of a hole that is. Well, you can compare this to this, and you tell me. So the tensioner was fine. Even the second tensioner was brand new, but it had been previously installed, I think, or something, because it was one of those used like new things from Amazon, and unfortunately it was stripped. So I was like, okay, well that does it. I'm not waiting on another tensioner, so I decided to fix this one. So we're going to put this on. We're going to get a bolt, and we're going to test this thing out. Okay, so we did have to drill this washer out with a 15-30 seconds to get this bolt to fit through. Okay, so it said the M12 1.75, what actually turned out to work perfectly is an oil plug. This has got a 15mm head bolt on. It's going to be plenty big enough to do this, and it matches the threads. I was looking for a short bolt and was having trouble, but I've got a big 5-gallon bucket full of bolts, and then I happened upon this, and I wasn't even thinking about an oil plug working, but drilled that washer out, so that's going to set on there. And you said this tensioner has like 200,000 miles on it, just to be clear, and the only thing wrong with it is just this stripped here. So they should be using bigger bolts, and I know it has to be a problem because, like I said, the replacement that somebody returned, that's what they'd done. They'd stripped and it was brand new. So I know this has got to be a problem. So you can see the difference in these two bolts here. So if you got the time to drill this out and tap this, then congratulations, you saved yourself over $100. I know these are $100 plus at the parts stores, and this is going to be tight, or this is going to be really heavy duty. So we're gonna have to get it on the vehicle and make sure that it's going to work fine. Another thing I was going to point out, when these come preloaded, when they're new, you know, basically this gets pushed over and a pin in it. Now that's all fine and dandy. It helps you with putting in this bolt and this bolt, but it doesn't help you with putting on the belt. You still have to apply pressure, a tremendous amount of pressure. Maybe somebody knows, can comment how much pressure this big old spring is, but you know, you do the math, you're talking this little bolt, and it may work several times, but eventually it's going to give, because that's a lot of force and not a very big bolt. Okay, I just wanted to get you in here and show you this. So when you're lining these up, when it's not preloaded, you just have to push down and push tension to get that one. I get the little one started and then I push that one in place. But you can see we got the belt on there, and that bolt is working fine. So now I got a 15mm bolt, and you can see that it is plenty enough to get that belt on there, because it will move it. So it's a much heavier bolt, and it takes an extreme amount of pressure to get these things to move, to slip this belt, and I slip it on up here. So this is the way to go, in my opinion, to do it. So if you're have the same problem and yours strips out, then you know you may want to consider getting yourself an M12 by 1.75 tap and just putting you a bigger bolt in there. So anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video on that, because this, you know, has been kind of a pain, and maybe it can help someone out in a pinch. Sometimes, you know, you can't just get one of these really quickly, and this will get you back up and running again. So hope you found the video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so. As always, I invite you to subscribe, and thanks for watching.